merger. We ended up trading in for a rock merger. Well, Andrew will get this back inside. And we can get that old merger home and get ready for the new one to be delivered. You got to move over. Yeah, maybe I can pull the hitch over if I set this camera down. Alright, so we are at the same farm that we were at here the other day. And this tractor that is on the frac tank here has the control box in it for that merger. So we'll just kind of get parked up here out of the way of both the trucks coming in here and the spreader rolling out of here. Looks like I'm gonna be in the way right here. I better back up some. That should work. I'm gonna have to walk some tools around, but oh well. Guy overflowed it. That's the only way you know they're full. Alright, we got this just about unhooked here. I just loaded Damien's tanker, and that emptied the frac tank. Alex just pulled in here a minute ago. I gotta see if I can get these wires pulled out of here. Well, she's back, and what is she doing? She's pulled up and she's backed up to it, and then that way the second one comes in, they can get right over the other side of it, which is another one pulling in right now. So that worked out pretty good. Frac tank is empty, and two trucks are pulling in. We have to have Nathan help feed these wires up through here. They don't really want to participate here. This one fuse block that's on this one end is going to have trouble fitting up through the cab. Alright, so Nathan helped me pull that fuse block through. And these guys are putting just shy of 17,000 gallons in this frac tank. Nathan will take half of it, and Damien just about offloaded himself. He's coming this way, injecting as he goes. How's everything going up here? You on the telephone?
I was.
You was? Yeah. Huh. I don't know. What do you think of this manure hauling?
It's great.
It's great? Yeah? I had to grab the wire harness out of that tractor for the merger.
Oh.
We went and got that merger all last night. They're going to come get it this week. So. Well, as soon as Nathan gets done pumping, I can grab my wires and get out of here. If I don't fall off this trailer. Right? If I don't fall off the trailer. Yeah. Oh, Nathan's gauge worked that time. He left the unit agitating. Yeah, this time your gauge works. Didn't work when I pumped the load and I spilled it all over. Oh, I see. All right. That's a good thing I didn't park where I wanted to park. I'd have been right in the way. Now we'll just get these tools put away. We are out of here. Well, we missed Jared. We didn't get him on camera. But we got Davey. There is 4 semi-tankers hauling today and 2 straight trucks. And it looks like the tankers in the field are just barely keeping up, or they're actually, the manure that's coming to the field, they're barely keeping up with trucks. So is that if Alex didn't pull in, Nate would have had to have waited. We loaded Damien, and he wasn't quite loaded when he pulled away before the trucks got there. The frac tank was empty. So we'll get back to the farm and get back to our project. Hopefully I can get that housing in today. A lot of little interruptions along the way. So, yeah. Well, we got back here to the shop, but we have to go fix Sarah up. And we just wanted to show you Jason's progress here. Got the brakes done on the back. And then now he's going to get down off the jacks. and do the front end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we have is a blade or two to replace on this bush hog. So we keep blades around for it, but I don't know what direction blade we need. So we're gonna go ahead and bring 2 for each direction. Whoa! Throw that stuff in there. And we'll throw the blades up in the back end here, and then we'll mosey on over to where she is at. Alright, so let's go get her fixed up. Well, here we are. She hit a pretty good stone there. Nice, huh? That's the new guy that we put on, huh? We'll just go ahead and replace both blades. Couldn't find the bolt.
No, I love
That washer ain't no good. I got all new hardware. So, what'd you do? Get too close to the ditch?
No, there was like a big stone over there that I couldn't see
Oh,
in the corner, and I backed into it.
you know it's there now.
Yeah, you can see it now.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this guy off of there. I don't know, what is this? Alright, it's the 9909. So that's this one.
I don't know if you want me to put this up.
That's good like that. Let's get a socket out here. Then I grab 2 bolts. Alright. Alright. You should be able to get back on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, what do you got left? Just this little triangle?
Yep.
Good deal. Alright. I'll get back to the shop. Alright, we'll try to get something done back at the shop now. We'll go until the next interruption. All she has left is just a little triangle here of weeds. It's wet right over in this section here, and we can't farm that little triangle. So she was kind of in the area with the bush hog, and I said, you might as well clean that stuff up. Golden rods and what have you. Oh, she grazed another stone. Well, this is where we are currently at here now. We are disassembling the different pieces from the housing. The hydraulic cylinder pinned into this part of the bracket that the pipe bolts to, or pins to. That pin that went in that hydraulic cylinder was froze in the cylinder. We heated up the base of the cylinder, thinking that we could pound that pin out. However, we were not able to do that. We've got the lance torch in that box. We'll have to get that out and blow a hole through that pin to get it out of there. We took and got inside there and cut each side of the cylinder to get the pin off. I didn't want to blow a hole all the way through this guy here and then risk screwing up these ears. So we'll get that done, and then we can disassemble this part I'll probably bring the new part in on the other forklift. Have that right here, and we could take one part off and put it right onto the new one. The mechanism that turns this spout, we unbolted that from this part of the housing here. Now all of this is, I'm thinking, is easier to do it now than it is to disassemble it when it's on the chopper and try to assemble everything into place. That guy there weighs about 100 pounds, and you would have to vertically install that. And it is just better to have everything kind of on the ground. So we'll go ahead and get our torch out and blow a hole in that cylinder, get that cooling. We're going to have to clean that cylinder up, get some paint on it. We're going to have to also get some paint on this guy here before we put it back together, but we'll cross that road when we get to it. We've got some greasy stuff here that we'll have to flake off in there and get into a trash bucket, but that is all of our ugly looking welding here on this side of the housing. All right, so we are now set up to knock that pin out of the cylinder. We've got our Lance torch set up. It uses a 12-volt battery for an ignition source, and then we're pulling oxygen off of this oxygen bottle that is on the torches. So we'll go ahead and ignite the torch, blow a hole through it. And then the idea is once you blow a hole through, then that from the heat of cutting that hole through there, that pin will shrink enough and it should be able to be driven right out of the cylinder. What do you think, Nate?
What do you think?
I don't know if I'm screwing this more than what it is or what here.
What is this like can you use that to cut too?
Yeah, but it's not going to be all that accurate.
It's not like, wouldn't be as accurate as like carbon gouging.
Nah, I mean you could do it, but you got to be real steady with it.
Yeah.
Ah. Huh?
Finally got that pin
I
out.
did it with the
Oh, eat right
the lance, so we got it out now. Blew a hole right through it. So we'll just clean this hole up a little bit. This other side is a little ugly looking, but it is just on, just the edge of it is a little hollered, but 7/8 of the hole is fine. So I don't know. Yep, clean it up, and I better order a new pin now. So all right. All right, we will put this guy away. So this is a SureCut Oxy Lance. We've used this a couple of times now, and a couple of friends of mine have used this as well to get them out of a jam. So it works real nice. We put a lot of heat on this, and I could not get that pin out. And as you can see, we blew the hole in it, and it pounded right out. So yeah, all right, we're gonna clean this up with a wire wheel. We'll pull this fitting out. I've got to get a new O-ring for that one, and I can't believe that O-ring is still on there. But at any rate, we'll keep after it here. All right, so we've got this cylinder all cleaned up. We reamed this hole out. It uses the same size pin on the top as it uses on the bottom. So we've got a nice cleaned hole there. So we're gonna get some primer on that, and some paint as well, and then we can start swapping our housing over. All right, Jay is on the front end of this Skeeterbilt, and where the rotor bolts to the drum, there's M10, I think they're M10, maybe they're M8 bolts that bolt the rotor to the hub. And he's got a couple of holes that he's got to drill out, so he's got to drill them all the way out and use a 3/8 bolt on there with a nut that go all the way through.
I think so, and it started lifting the rotor up, so we have to tighten some of those completely down.
Yeah, you'll have to tighten all those down. And,
Other than that, it's working.
okay. Yeah, tighten those down. What about, you can't get a C-clamp in there, can you? You'd probably only have to hold. Could you get a C-clamp on the back side? You might be able to do that too.
Okay.
Try that. But it looks like that's going to do the trick. The only other option is to buy a whole new hub, and we're just going to blow holes in it. Weld it. Steel to aluminum.
I like to see
Could
that.
fill those holes with JB Weld, and that would probably work. So,
Things over the top.
yeah. Now we're just being dumb and silly. But, yeah, no. Okay, so we have the ring gear moved over to the new housing. And what we're going to do now is torque those bolts down, and then we can put the spout unit on there. Well, we have everything moved over from this guy here, except a couple of small things. We've got these carriage bolts for the inspection cover that goes on the back. We've got some nut holders for these fasteners that we'll remove, and we've got a, like a rubber grommet where this grease line goes through. But we can put that on after the fact. We threw some paint on the part that the spout goes onto. So what we're going to do is roll this out the door. We're going to use the crane to set it in place. We'll get it all set in place, and we'll back the chopper back inside, hook everything up to it, get it all bolted down and in place, and then we'll have to roll it back out the door, put the pipe on, and do all that stuff. So we'll go ahead and roll it out the door, get the unit lifted up in there. We've got somewhat of a break in the weather here right now, and that will allow us to get this in there. Alright, so we've got that all in there. We ended up having to bring the telehandler over to assist. We didn't have it cabled quite right, so we had to hook onto it to hold it into place, and then we had to finagle things around a little bit better with the telehandler. But we got that in there. We've got a couple bolts in, and now what we need to do is we're going to back it inside, fasten everything down for that housing, get all of our hoses hooked up, grease lines, all that kind of stuff, and then we will pull it back outside and put the blower pipe on.